Hey there, it's Mindy, and welcome back to my channel. I am so glad that you stopped by today because we are going to be doing an apartment speed build for my game save file. I'm really happy how this apartment turned out, and like I said, it is in my game save file, so this apartment actually is the home to my dear friend and sister-in-law, Suburban Simmer, aka Tasha, and I stuck her in this apartment building right next to mine, so I thought it would be really fun to add that to my story, to just have us kind of living side by side. And yeah, I kind of struggled with this apartment a little bit. I wasn't sure what kind of style I was going for at first, and so you'll see me go back and forth between wallpapers and decorations a lot. But then I remembered the other day when I was at her house, her stepdaughter asked her what her favorite color was, and she said yellow. And I was thinking about that, and I was like, oh, perfect, I would do something yellow, because I believe the yellow wallpaper is actually the original wallpaper that is here when you first move into this apartment. So this is a 1-bedroom, 1-bath home, and yeah, it turns out really, really well. I went with really bright colors, and that's kind of just how I imagine Suburban Simmer, or Tasha. I'll just refer to her as Tasha, which, by the way, guys, she does have her own YouTube channel, so I will link that in the description below, so you be sure to check her out. She is doing the Not So Berry challenge. She has some Let's Plays on her channel and a speed build, I believe. So yeah, be sure to check her out and give her some love as well. But yeah, this apartment I fell in love with as I was doing it, and I'm so excited about it. As soon as I finished doing it, I immediately started playing in it, and yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. So it kind of turns out as like a Pinteresty type thing. I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of traditional, but very bright colors. I used a lot of florals in here, so like a lot of plants and just some really fun bright decorations with the color yellow. It's kind of like my accent color, and I have some different, like in the bedrooms I use more of like a pastel green color, so it's very bright, it's very lively, and again, it just kind of reminds me a lot of Tasha, so that's what I was going for. And yeah, like I said, I'm really pleased with how it turned out. You're gonna see me mess around with furniture and decorations and wallpaper. Oh my goodness, when I was doing the bathroom, I actually had to stop recording because I couldn't figure out what I wanted to do with it. So you won't see me record some of the bathroom because yeah, I just couldn't figure it out. Like it was just driving me insane. I wanted a yellow bathroom, but it just wasn't turning out right. But in the end, it has these really vibrant pops of color. So I am pretty pleased with how it turned out in the end. So I do use these new end tables and this new desk that we got with the last update, and I'm really loving them because they're kind of modern, but at the same time, like, they're very traditional, and I just love the style of them. So also here, when I am placing the table, I'm still kind of going back and forth in my mind, like what I really want to do with this apartment. I haven't quite found it out yet. And so you'll see me kind of mess around with the table and move it around, change tables, change chairs, all that fun stuff. And yeah, but in the end, it turns out really, really well. I think I end up putting some like bright yellow flowers on the table in the end. But I tried to put this big table in here, and I was like, this doesn't make sense. Like, this is a 1-bedroom, 1-bath apartment. Why would there be such a huge table in here? Really shouldn't really need the table because she's got the island countertops, but of course I wanted to add that in there. And I love those chairs. I think they came with Seasons, correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, I think that they came with Seasons, and that's probably one of my favorite swatches of those, with the white and the tan in there, because a lot of this is like yellow, white, tan in this home, but definitely the pops of yellow like just really, really shine, and I'm really happy with that. I ended up going back toward the end and just adding more decorations everywhere, and kind of went through the debug menu, but I don't think I used anything from the debug menu. I just kind of like scrolled through it and was trying to figure out what I wanted to do. So yeah, anyways, I used the laptop in there. That chair, the desk chair, is from Strangerville, I believe, and then I stuck this cute little what is that called? Like a woven rug, a wicker? Is it wicker? I don't remember what it's called, but I thought it was like a really good touch because, excuse me, like I said, it's like a yellow. I don't even know how to explain the colors. Like, I guess it's kind of like tan and yellow, but then there's like pops of white and pastel and all those fun things. So, yeah, there's lots of floral in here. You know, I don't really know if Tasha like does much with plants or anything, but I just thought it was really cute in here. I don't know. So over here in the entranceway, I stuck the laundry, and it is kind of a little bit weird to have it in the entranceway, but I don't know. It turns out pretty good in the end. I'm sorry if you guys hear my dog in the background. He waits until I record to go crazy, so I apologize about that. Anyways, yeah, I know it's a little bit weird to kind of have the laundry room right there, but I did want to add laundry just because I think some of the decorations that came with laundry really kind of fit in with this kind of like bright floral-y themed type thing. So yeah, I definitely wanted to use those. Here I use this little stool. I use this stool a lot, and I put like flowers or lights on it. It's actually a seat, but I hardly ever use it as a seat. I always put like flowers on it because it's just really, really cute. I honestly wish that they had it as a table rather than a seat, but oh well. So here in the entranceway, you see me just add, like I said, just some more flowers, and I just kind of like crowd it up around there. I stuck some books on the little table, like maybe I kind of imagine she walks in and she just kind of throws her stuff, like her books, off to the side. So that's kind of what I was going for. And then you'll see like there's tons more floral like flowers in the entranceway, so you'll see that in the end, and it, like I said, it does turn out pretty cute. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I stuck a mirror here, and then over on this side, I end up adding a few more flowers, but I don't think I do that right now. I kind of go through those pictures, which I really love those pictures. I use them a lot. But then I found these little guys, and I love these things. These little, they're like little placards that we got with the Christmas update. And most of the swatches have Christmas like themed on them, but this one has words. So I kind of imagine maybe it says something like, I don't know, crazy about laundry, like bless this mess, or I don't know. But I love to use them throughout my houses. I think they're so cute, and I wish that we had more in different swatches and different colors, but yeah, I kind of make do with those. I do use them a lot. So if you watch some of my builds, you'll notice that those are probably in almost every single one of my builds. So I also stuck a lot of like little fairy lights around the house. So it does kind of have that Pinterest vibe, but I really like the accent to them. It just looks really good in my opinion. It just kind of adds that little extra that I feel like, I don't know. This apartment actually really reminds me of like a country cottagey type thing, which is really interesting considering it's in San Myshuno, which is a huge city. But I just thought that, yeah, I thought it would be like a little piece of like quietness in the city, and I would definitely live here myself. So here I am just going through a couple different lights, and I end up putting flowers over them, and they're the flowers, you'll see them here in a minute, that like clip to the wall. And I just stuck it over them, so maybe it looks like the lights are in the flowers, or like the flowers are lighting up. I don't know how to explain it, but I think it looks really cool. I kind of, there I am, like I turned it from day to night, and yeah, but it doesn't really make much of a difference because of all the lights. So once I added that little light that I think came from Cats and Dogs, I believe, the whole lighting in the area, like the whole lighting in the apartment just changed and gave it this whole new vibe, and it was like really inspiring. And I was like, oh my goodness, I love it. And it just kind of like clicked in my head, like this is what I want to do, and it was all because of the lighting of that apartment. But yeah, I fell in love with it. So I start adding like some yellow accents around, and I decorated the kitchen a little bit. I was kind of like struggling with that because what I hate when we have big walls is all the empty space above the cabinet. So I do try to fill that out a little bit, but I don't know. I end up putting a whole bunch of lights through the kitchen as well. I really love to do that. And I think that's what really reminds me of like the Pinterest type style. But you see that I added those placards there in the kitchen. Oh my goodness, I can't talk. In the kitchen again. I also used, if you go to the like show hidden objects, you'll find that there's some like feathers there that like your Sims can collect. And when you pull the feathers, oh my gosh, I really cannot talk. When you pull the feathers out, they're actually a picture of a bird. And I saw this like bright yellow bird, and I was like, oh my goodness. So I put it, if you saw, I put it right above where like she hangs her coats and stuff. And I just thought it was really cute, especially because it has that black frame, which kind of makes that yellow pop. So yeah, I really love to use those. If you guys have never used them, I strongly recommend it. They're so cute, especially if you put them on shelves, because it kind of looks like it's leaning up against the door. So Yeah, you guys should really check those out. And then in the kitchen, I didn't honestly add too much decorations in the kitchen. It's kind of plain. I threw, like, I love those yellow plates, like, again, just another pop of yellow. And yeah, I think those plates came with Seasons 2 or maybe Parenthood. I don't remember. But yeah, just having those pops of yellow throughout this apartment just really worked out really well, and I love it. And then over here, I found a yellow swatch in those plants as well that you saw me just stick up against the wall. So yeah, the pops of yellow just turn out really good, you guys. I really love this apartment. So then I added a shelf, and I went through and added the peppers from the decoration on there. I didn't size them down or anything, but yeah, I went ahead and added them on that shelf because it just adds different types of color, I think, which again just kind of helps everything pop. The kitchen, I don't know, like I said, I kind of struggled decorating the kitchen a little bit. I feel like I always use those counters, so sometimes I get really tired of those counters. And then I found these flowers, which I think came from Seasons, and I originally stuck those up against the cabinet, like up above the cabinets, but I don't think that they worked out really well. I don't know, it just looked kind of really like kiddish, and it didn't, I don't know if kiddish is a word, like it just looked really kind of childish, like maybe something that a child would have in their bedroom, and so I wasn't really digging the whole thing. But here I am adding those fairy lights into the kitchen. Like I said, I love using these. I don't know. I probably used them a little bit too much throughout this build, but oh well, it is what it is. I think it turned out cute. I also used them above the cabinets as well. So yeah, here I am putting those flowers up there, and then I was like, nope. So I kind of like stopped my recording and then decided to go back and decorate some of the living room. I really love how this desk turned out. I put some cards on here. I put the new pencil holder that we got, and I think the picture, no, maybe not. Maybe I didn't add the picture. But then I go through and find these yellow flowers. I love those flowers. They're super bright, super vibrant. I put those on the table. And then here I am just organizing some of the stuff on the countertops. I wanted it to look a little bit better, but I end up changing that toward the end. Like I end up getting rid of the fruit bowl, I believe, and adding another basket with flowers. So yeah, pretty much the kitchen is done there, and the living room, I just changed a few things. I think I added some more flowers or pictures or something on top of that little stand with the flowers, which again, I love that little stand because it's just another pop of that yellow color. I just think it fits so well in here. Also, these candles, I struggled putting them on there for some reason. I don't know why, but I end up putting them on the fireplace instead. And I used them, I think, in the bathroom too, just because I think that they go really well with this style of the home. And yeah, so the living room's pretty much done as well. And then I believe we move on to the bedroom, but no. This is what I do. So this is where I go ahead and fix everything in the dining room or the kitchen, and I just put those candles in the kitchen, and then I leave those flowers kind of sitting in the middle, and then I add another like wicker, I don't remember what it's called, like wicker rug there. So I thought that was really cute as well. It kind of has almost like a rustic country type feel to it, but I get strong Pinterest vibes definitely from this build. And then I just add those little yellow lights. I don't know how I feel quite yet about those, but I left them in the end. I just decided to leave them. So yeah, then I add, I think like a little basket, the little basket that has like blankets and towels and stuff in it. I add on this little like entranceway area, and I just kind of clutter it up a little bit, not too much. I feel like this apartment is definitely, it's got clutter, but it's not overly cluttered. It's just kind of like, I don't know, it's just mostly like a lot of plants. So it's not really like clutter, but yeah, I'm not sure. I don't really know what I was going for, but so then I tried to put these pictures, which again we got in the last update up here, but they just didn't look right with that bird picture, and I wanted to keep that bird picture because of it being so yellow and popping. I keep saying popping, like that's like my word of the day, popping. So I also stuck some of the little, I love to use that little like lotion type thing. I use that in a lot of my builds because I just think it's like really cute, and like I don't know about you guys, but I keep lotion just kind of like sitting around my house all the time. Like I have lotion on my desk, lotion in my purse, lotion on the dining room table. Like, I don't know, maybe that's just me, but I do the same thing with chapstick as well. So I like to do that in some of my builds. I like to just keep like the lotion sitting around. It makes it more realistic for me. So then I think I add like a rug in this middle room, like in the entranceway, but then I go back and change it because I left it that orange color, and I realized when I was looking at it that it just really didn't go with the aesthetic of the rest of the apartment. So I ended up changing that as well. And I think I went with like a green color, which kind of is what inspired me to make the bedroom green as well. So I sized down a few lamps, and then moving on to the bedroom, I was originally thinking about leaving the walls yellow. I kind of messed around with a few different swatches, but I just wasn't happy with it. And in the end, I decided to go with that light green color. I also struggled trying to find like a bed that matched. I wasn't really sure because typically what I do in bedrooms is I find a bed that I really like, and then I kind of build the room around that bed, if that makes sense. So that's what I was trying to do, but this bed just wasn't working out. Eventually, I don't remember what bed. Yeah, this is the bed that I go with, and it's like a gold and pink color, which I absolutely love. Those are like my favorite colors, and pairing it with that pastel green blue kind of color I think went really well. So those end tables matched the pillows on the bed perfectly, which I was really excited about. And then I was kind of struggling about finding a dresser because I was thinking in my head, okay, I've got like a gold color, I've got a pink color, and I've got a green color, and what can I do to make those match? So eventually I went with this little wardrobe there, and it's got like pictures hanging up in it, and I thought it looked really cute. It's just white, it's plain. And then I found a mirror which kind of matches the cover on the bed. So the room does come together pretty well. It doesn't really have a specific theme to it, but I feel like it looks really good, if that makes sense. It's kind of like a whole bunch of different colors, but they fit together. It's yeah, I don't know. They're like 3 different basic colors that I was looking at. I also found curtains. These curtains right here, they matched pretty well with the bedding on the bed, so I was pretty happy about that. And then I add some little like tea lights to the end tables. I'm like a really big person when it comes to lighting. I love the lighting and things, and I think it like changes everything. Like I said, when I hung those lights in the living room, I was like, oh my gosh, this is what I want to do. This is what I need to do. So yeah, I think it's really, really important to have the correct lighting when you are building something. And I think like the candles and the little tea lights and things like that, they just add like a perfect ambience to the room. So yeah, I was pretty happy about that. I stuck some shelves over here just because I felt like the walls were really bare. And originally I kind of filled them up with like the skulls and the little eggs that we have, the little collectibles. But I wasn't really liking that. So I do go back and just kind of add like a few random, I don't know, like a few random decor items to the shelf. But yeah, they turn out really well in the end. And then on this end table, I was kind of struggling with what I wanted to put on there. At first, I stuck some bills on there, but I felt like the way that this build is, I felt like she probably doesn't have bills laying around. Like she probably has them like organized really well or something, and it's not just like that kind of clutter, if that makes sense. And then I found these little like I don't know what it is, like flowers in a tin can type thing, and I decided that those look really well on her end table, so I decided to go with that. I also found this yellow clock, which I think came with vintage stuff, maybe, correct me if I'm wrong on that, and I stuck that over on that wall. So this room is a very interesting style, but I think it all fits together pretty well. So here you're going to see me add those eggs and those skulls, and you guys, they just weren't working out. I just wasn't really happy with them. They fit good on the shelves, but it's just not what I was going for. I wanted some different type of clutter, like maybe some makeup or some lotion and stuff like that. So I do end up taking those down and redoing them. This plant is a plant that I added on the little like coat rack thing, and I just thought it was so cute. So I decided to stick it on that little stool, which I used again. So Yeah, it just turns out really good. I was gonna put this basket of blankets and towels up on the shelf, but then I thought it looked way cuter sitting on the floor. And the one thing I just remembered that I forgot to do is I did not add hampers to this room. I've already uploaded the build, so I will go back, or you know what, you'll probably just have to, I'm not going to go back and change it. You're just going to have to add a hamper when you download this house, because that is one thing that I forgot to do. So yeah, I stuck some books on the top shelf. I just thought that those looked really good there. And then I just stuck some random like clutter, like some makeup and some candles on the shelf. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I think I put like a flower right there, and it turned out pretty well. So this is pretty much the basics of the room. I do add, I think, like carpet, like I think I add like a rug to this room, and then maybe that's it. I don't remember if I redo that other wall. I can't remember. But yeah, this is pretty much the end of the room build. I do add a mirror right here. That's right. So I added a mirror right there, and then I think, did I change that picture? Oh, no, I added the plumb bob picture. So that's something that I do. If you guys don't know, in all of my speed builds for my game save file, I add those plumb bob pictures. It's kind of like my little calling card, quote unquote. It's just something that I like to have in all of my builds. I think it's a really cute picture. So here we are moving on to the bathroom. You guys are going to see me mess around with this bathroom way more than I needed to. I just couldn't really figure it out. I couldn't get it the way that I wanted it to. But in the end, I do end up stop recording because it was just driving me insane. I just couldn't get it right. I was like, you guys don't want to watch this. So yeah, in the end, I think it turns out really well, which you guys will see it, and I'll insert some pictures at the end so you guys can see what it looks like. But I do kind of show you when I go back to my recording what it looks like. But yeah, I don't know what I was doing with these tiles. It was a mess, you guys. But yeah, anyways, we are coming toward the end of the video, so I just want to wrap a few things up. This is Lively Yellow Living Apartment in 17 Culpeper House. For my game save file, I have my sister-in-law Tasha, Suburban Simmer, living in this apartment. Like I said, I will link her YouTube in the description below, so you guys be sure to check her out, give her lots of love, check out some of her videos. She's doing a Let's Play right now, so be sure to check that out as well. I hope you guys really enjoyed this apartment. It feels good to get back to building for my game save file, because I felt like I just kind of took a break and was really working on my Not So Berry challenge, which I'm still doing. But right now I have like 3 pre-recorded episodes, so I'm doing pretty good on that. I'm really excited where my channel is going. I feel like I'm growing a lot, and yeah, I feel like things are just like really working out. So doing this apartment just felt really good. I think I'm going to be doing probably a suburban household soon, so keep your eyes peeled for that. And then we're also going to go back and revisit some of my old houses, because I downloaded one that at the time I thought was really good, and when I looked at it, I was like, oh girl, what were you doing? And it wasn't as good as I thought it was at the time. I think it's just that I have grown kind of in my style of building. So yeah, I wanted to go back and retouch on that. So with everything being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed this speed build. I know I did. I really love this apartment. Check out some of my other videos. I'm doing the Not So Berry challenge, and let me know what you guys think in the comments below about this apartment. And yeah, be sure to follow me on Twitter and Twitch and all those fun things.